calls me, we call ourselves Oyi. In Idoma, it means something like my friend, that little boy, something like that. So like, oh yeah, don't go. And he be a good girl, that's something like that. Then he left for, that was how he left for work. My husband is a spontaneous writer. There was nothing like he was going to cover a protest or anything like that. It was spontaneous. I got to the mortuary, there was no police officer on site. Got to the Tako police station and took them to the site and said they had investigated, and he slipped during the protest and fell backwards. Then a sharp iron object pierced his head. The police IPO, or the IPO at Tako police station. I knew it was a bullet wound because there was a point here, it entered here and the back of the head was open. So they said that's what had happened and they should come and write a statement and sign to consent, accepting what they had said. On hearing this, I called them, I told nobody should sign anything on my behalf, that is it all. But if I think I would want to go for an autopsy, that they would not deny me that. I called for the results. They are not like I'm not entitled to the result, that the result is the property of the Nigerian police, that when they did the autopsy that it was discovered that it was actually a gun shot that killed him. And eventually I got the Falanas and Falanas. They came on pro bono and they've been fantastic. For nothing will I give up. Nothing. I will see to the end of this matter. I'm not looking for that compensation. You know what I'm not looking for that compensation? There are so many stories of people that have won cases against the Nigerian police and they asked to compensate and they were not compensated. You know what I'm looking for? We killed Alexander Ogun. That statement, definitely, I will get that justice. Justice in the sense that the police will be found guilty for murder. I don't want the person to be punished because I believe that person is already punished. I'm going to fight for my justice and the right of my husband because one of the fundamental human rights is right to life. That life has been taken from him, either physically or through the government. I'm a very spiritual person, or by my God, I will get justice in one way or the other. And everybody collaborating to make this whole thing a lie will suffer in one way or the other.
We've appeared 5 times in court. For 3 occasions, the police did not appear. On the 4th occasion, the police appeared through a lawyer. And the lawyer was like, he just bumped into the case and that he is interested because he's from the office of the IGP, who is the second respondent in that case. He pleaded with the court because the case was ripe for hearing. Now, we served them for about 6 months and there was no response from them. Now, they have just 5 days to file their counter and appeal in case they intend to defend the suits. So, a police officer was in court on that day when the case was mentioned, and he asked for time to enable him file a defense for the police authorities. Unfortunately, on the day he pleaded for adjournment he never appeared in court. But a friend of mine who is from the Ministry of Justice called me and told me that the case file has been assigned to him. So he pleaded that I should ask for a date to enable him to come to court and file a defense. So we conceded. And I think the 5th time the case came up for hearing, before Justice Zafin was transferred to the Court of Appeal, he appeared in court and filed a defense. Since then, we've not had a hearing because on the day the matter was to come up, Justice Zafin has been transferred, has been elevated to the Court of Appeals. But owing to the COVID-19 issues we've had in hand, and owing to the issues of the court strike we also had, and other issues, and the elevation of the trial court or the trial judge, Justice Zafin, the matter has been stalled from when it was filed to this moment. We are in total over 5 court sittings, and the state, the defendants in the suit, has only appeared for the AGF once, for the police twice. The AGF, they filed a defense, and the defense was that there is no cause of action. Cannot enforce the rights of a deceased person. The man is dead, so therefore he's dead and dead for good. I think on a few occasions I've had to meet with the former Commissioner of Police in Abuja, FCT, Baba Chiroma, to reach out to them to ensure that we get justice for the slain Alex Ogbu. He was extrajudicially killed by the police. The autopsy reports clearly shows that he was killed by trigger-happy policemen. Up to this moment, I mean, the bullet has, we have bullet numbers, we have gun numbers. Certain guns were released on that particular day for the operation they went out for. So it means that particular bullet was assigned to a particular police officer. Up to this moment, we don't know who the said bullet was assigned to, who the policeman was that shot the fatal shot on that day. The police authority have refused and failed to release or to disclose the identity of the policeman that actually committed the murder. And it's quite unfortunate. We will not relent in our request and demand that the police authorities do the needful by handing over those policemen or the particular policeman that sniffed life out of Comrade Alex Ogbu.